8036.
It's Dina Krishna.
Okay.
Mataji, quickly, what is the chapter number and verses for you?
Mataji,
Ama. Who's calling?
me Vikram.
Recording in progress.
What were you asking?
Is this the Goloka? There's so much echo. Hello.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, today we are not doing craft. Preeti Vilasni Mataji will do the Sanskrit after the class. And yesterday you all did very, very nice drawings. Smriti, Abhikya, Isha, Balavrinda, Radha. Who else did? Dina Krishna, Janavi. Very nice. I felt very happy seeing it. Very good. And so we will get started today. Can somebody start the prayers while I open the slide?
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Namaste Saravati Deve Gurani Shesha Srinivadi Pasani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Okay, thank you. Somebody sent something in the chat. Who is chatting?
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay.
Who said that?
Okay. Okay. So today is Ekadashi. So happy Ekadashi. If we have some, yes, we'll read. We'll read that. Okay, Shloka. We'll start with the Shloka. Okay, new Shloka. Who
Can I
wants?
see? Can I see? Can I see?
You go first. Kabir, you want to try?
Okay, Mataji. Dharma swanutita pumsam vishwakena
Katasu.
katasuya notpate yadi ritim sarma eva hi kevalam.
Good job. Malla boy kadu. Abhigya.
Dharmasvanustita pumsam vishwakshena katashu yaha notpade dayet yadiratim shama eva hi kevalam.
Ramachandra raised his hand. Where is Ramachandra? No, his name didn't raise. Samskriti.
You can do a girl again. Dharmasvanustita pumsam vishwakshena katushyah
Hare Krishna Mataji.
yadiratim
Yes,
shama
Prabhu.
eva hi
Mataji,
kevalam.
how to break out and put Hamsni Krishna in a small kids group?
Prabhuji, for today, small kids class is over.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, today we did not have breakout because we had finished everything.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Janavi.
Dharmasam swandasitapam sam visvaksin yaha padayadhyadiratin shama eva hi kevalam.
Okay. Then Balavrinda.
Mataji, Balavrinda will come. Mataji, can you take other kid, Mataji, please?
Radha. Okay, Dina Krishna, say the shloka.
Yay.
Okay, Radha, 1 minute. Dina Krishna will say he has to go. So, okay, finish.
Dharma swanustita pumsam vishvaksena katasuya notpadhye dayedyadi ratim shrama eva hi kevalam.
Thank you, Dina Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, Balakrishna is ready. Yeah.
Dharma sudasa pumsam.
Swanushtita.
Dharma swanustita pumsam
Vishwakshena Katasuya Notpadayet Yadiratim Shemaye Vahi Kevalam.
Mom and daughter, good job. Satvik.
Dharma swan deha pumsam vivakshena katasiya nad padayad yadiratin sharma eva hi kevalam.
Very good. Krishya.
Dharma swantushtita pumsam vishvaksena katasiya notpad yadi ratim srama eva hi kevalam.
Very kevalam. Radha.
Okay, ma. Dharma swanushtita pumsam vishvakshena katasuyaha notpadayad yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam.
Who is that? Oh, Radha only. Smriti.
धर्मस्वनुस्थिता पुंसां विश्वशेन कथासुया नोत्पादायेद्यतिरतिं क्षम एव हि केवलम्.
Excellent. Very good job. Anybody else wants to say, please raise hand. Otherwise, we will stop here. I think almost all. Sudhevi.
Dharma swanushtita pumsam vishvaksena katasuya notpadayet yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Good job. Why are you not showing your face? It's okay if you're eating. No, or dancing. No problem. Please come on video. Ramachandra. Sudhevi. Good. Good to see you.
Dharma swanushtita pumsam vishvakshena katasuya notpadayet yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam.
Good job. I was calling you actually. Okay. Okay. Close the door. I'll call you when I'm telling story. Okay. Go. Close the door. Close the door. Just give me 1 minute. Just a minute. Okay. I'm so sorry. Jagannath has a service. I'm sending the link to his dad's. Oh my God, please. Other class. Okay. So today we will see something very interesting towards the last. I know some of you might be knowing the story, but I don't think so you know it in detail. But let's see. Okay. So we are in Canto 3, chapter 15. The title is Description of God's Kingdom. And you all know yesterday you have seen the first 10 verses. So what happened? Dhriti, she is going to have babies now, and she has 2 babies in the stomach. And Kashyapa did a prediction because she wanted the child in the wrong time. They are going to be demoniac. Now, any mother, if she comes to know the children are going to be bad children, she'll feel bad, right? Yes? Yeah. So, Shishya, I want to eat a banana. I'm fasting. Okay, so then what happens? So she feels bad and she's holding the babies in the womb. She doesn't want them to come outside. That's one reason. The second reason is she knew that they're demoniac, and if they're going to come out, they're going to create a havoc. So she's just holding them in the womb without that. She's not letting them come outside. And then everything became so dark, no sun, no moonlight, nothing. You all did the drawing yesterday, how it's going to be pitch dark. And then the demigods didn't know what's happening. So they all went to Brahma and they started asking Brahma what has happened. And before you want something, suppose I want something from Sudevi, then what will I say? Oh, Sudevi, you're very sweet, you're very nice, can I have your pencil for a day, please? Then she will give, right? So they want something from, now Smriti is having a very nice clip on her hair. So if I want, she will not give just like that. I should glorify her, right? So like that, the demigods glorified Brahma. They wanted something from Brahma, and then they put their problem, like, see what is happening now, please help. So they wanted him to solve the problem. And then Brahma heard and he replied. He said, okay, I will help, but I'll tell you the story. I'll narrate you the story, how these two babies in Diti's womb are demons. So he will just give a history about those two babies. So from 11th verse onwards, so Maitreya started saying that like Brahma is pleased, and now he starts saying story, and Brahma says, my four sons, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sarat Kumar, they all without any desire, like, they're not traveling everywhere with some desire, but just with no desire, with just a desire to do devotional service, they have been traveling across the world. And he said, after traveling across the universe, they also entered into the spiritual sky. Spiritual sky is a place where there is no contamination, material contamination, right? And in the spiritual sky, what happened? They went. They went. And then now Brahma is saying in Vaikunta planets, all the residents look similar to Lord Vishnu. Similar is like they all have four hands, like all Vaikunta Vasis are having four-handed forms, just like Vishnu. So there are four ways. Actually, there are five, but four prominently. One is Sarupya. Like Sarupya liberation is a liberation that you get the same form like Lord. Salokya is you're in the same planet where the Lord is. Sarishti is you have the same opulence like the Lord has. Samipya, sorry for the spelling mistake. Samipya is like you're staying close. You're in the planet, like Salok, you're in the same planet, but you're close with the Lord, close to the Lord, Samipya. And the last one is like merging into the Brahmans. That's different. That we are not seeing details, but these are four. So Sarupya, they have the same similar form, like how the Vaikunta, like how Vishnu is having. So that he mentions. And in 15th verse, he says that in Vaikunta planets, a Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the original person, can be understood only by Vedic literature, and the Vedas and Puranas only can, the authentic descriptions only can reveal. We will not know about how the kingdom of God is, if no, like, just like that. There should be some authorization, right? And then, so I'm just quickly going through, we will do summary in the last. And then he will explain, now he explained that the Vaikunta planets can be understood only from an authentic Vedas and Puranas. And in 16, he will say that the Vaikunta planets, like about the forest, like, about the beautiful forest, there are nice desire trees. There are desire trees in Vrindavan, there are desire trees in Vaikunta as well. So desire trees means you can go and ask for anything and everything, and they will fulfill. So, but you in the material platform, we have like seasonal fruits, seasonal flowers. The mangoes come only in summer, right? So, but in Vaikunta, it's not like that. The trees are like desire trees. They give you anything, anytime, whatever you ask for. And then he will say like these forests are very auspicious and they're filled with nice flowers, trees, everything. And here in 16th verse, there's a very important point mentioned. It is said that there's no difference between the tree or an animal or man in the spiritual world. Just the soul level. they'll have different forms, like tree has a different shape, flower has a different shape, like how in the Damodar Leela you see the milk is talking. So everybody are servants of Krishna, and they're all at the soul level, so they are all equal because there's no body limitation there. Like the tree looks different, the gopis look different, the Vaikuntavasis look, sorry, in Vaikuntavasis look different, they all look different, but at soul level, everybody is same. That's also is mentioned here in Prabhupada's purport. And in 17, now he describes about the inhabitants of Vaikunta. What do? They have nice airplanes. We see airplane now, but the airplanes are very beautiful airplanes embedded with jewels, gold. So they go with their like wife and husband, they go in their like with the family in the airplanes. And then you know what they do? When we go into airplane, we don't talk about God, but they sit there and they talk only about God. They just keep discussing about Narayana. Nice fragrant aroma from the Madhavi flowers keep coming, like even the honey of those flowers, the breeze brings it. And then they're not liking this breeze because they're not interested. They're only interested in glorifying the Lord, and they feel that as a disturbance. They don't even like the beautiful breeze. And in Vaikunta planets, the main point, the main summary in 17th verse is, there is no place for sense gratification. They don't think about their senses. They don't think about gratifying their senses. They only think about glorifying the Supreme Lord. They only think about Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. And you all know in Vaikunta, it's like awe and reverence, always worship. In like, not like Goloka, like Aishwarya, like a lot of opulence. And then the inhabitants of Vaikunta give only the preference to serve Lord Narayana. There is no place for sense gratification. And even the bees, they'll be humming, the birds cook, they'll be humming. Like if you see, when I'm, suppose you sing in your home, you like your singing, right? You don't think it as a noise. If somebody comes and tells you, you'll feel offended, though you know you didn't sing well, still we think like we are great singers. But so even the transcendental birds, they stop their own singing, and when they're flying, they stop their own singing and they hear to the glories of the Lord. What are they talking? Like, you know, when the glories are going on, they will just stop and hear. Because there the trees, plants, flowers, birds, everybody is Krishna consciousness, right? So they all talk about the God. So when the birds are flying, they will stop and then they will hear. So Prabhupada writes in the purport very funny, like he says, in material world, even an ass enjoys his sound vibration. But in Vaikunta, such nice birds like peacock, chakravak, cuckoo, they all prefer to hear only the glories of Lord, not their songs. And in the 19th and 20th verse, like we are seeing till 20 today. So in 19, it says that there are flowering plants like Mandara, Kunda, Kurabaka, Utpala, Champaka, Punnaga, Nagakeshari. They're all lily, Bakula. So very nice flowers are there, but still Lord's special preference is to Tulsi Marani. We know in the spiritual world, Tulsi Marani is there. And all these other flowers, they don't feel jealous. Like Vishnu, he always wears Tulsi Ma, like garland of Tulsi. And they never think, we are all so beautiful and we are giving lot of fragrance. Why only Tulsi? They feel happy and they will think like, Tulsi Marani is so special. So like, what's so, like, they just think what's so special and they want to follow. They don't feel jealous about Tulsi Marani. And one time Prabhupada writes in the purport, like one time there was an atheist. He asked, like, what is the use of watering Tulsi plant? If you water an eggplant, you'll at least get brinjals. So Prabhupada like says, like, he's such a foolish person. He says that, you know, why don't you water an eggplant? And in the material world, what happens? Opulence is like, suppose you want a big car, a big house, nice jewels, or nice college, nice bag, anything nice, anything that is costly. If you want it, you have to do hard work. Without doing hard work, how will you get? Yes or no? If you sit, you don't get it, right? But in the spiritual, what the price they pay is not hard work, their devotion. Just because they have devotion, they have an opportunity to enjoy the transcendental situation of jewels and emeralds, like because it's filled with gems, stones. The spiritual world is having a lot of desired trees, everything, all opulences. And these people, all the Vaikuntavasis and the spiritual beings, they have all the liberty to enjoy these jewels and emeralds. They don't have to work hard like us. Of course, they work hard for Krishna and they have a lot of devotion towards the Supreme Lord. So that is there, but not like us. So these are the 10 verses that we are seeing. And basically, Brahma started saying, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, they all are, his sons started going across the universe. And they not only the universe, they even entered the spiritual sky. See, going to spiritual sky, like so many scientists, NASA, they're trying to go to the moon, but just moon itself, they're not able to become successful. And how can they go to the spiritual world and come down and tell this is how a Vaikunta looks like, this is how Jagannath Puri Dham looks like? It's not possible to say that, right? It's not possible. Only Vedas, the authorized people, can say how description looks like. So the title itself is description of the spiritual, the God's kingdom. So we have seen how the birds are there, how the trees look like, and they also mentioned how the Vaikuntavasis are similar with the Vishnu form. And they also said, Prabhupada also mentioned in the purport that there's no difference between tree, flower, fruits, animal. And the main important point is Vaikunta has there's no space for, the Vaikunta has no space for sense gratification. There are 5 important features in Vaikunta. Number 1 is Kunta, is what you all know, right? Kunta is like a place of miseries. Vaikunta is no misery. So in Vaikunta, there is no misery at all. And so there is no anxiety, no dukkha, no kunta. There is no maya, there is no birth, death cycle. It's all eternally blissful and there is no desires. So when you have no desire, there is no lamentation. Suppose I desire for a Tesla car and I don't get it, then I'm like, I will lament. Gee, I am poor. I have no money. How nice if I have money. So I'll start lamenting, right? So when you have nothing, then no lamentation. So they don't have no desires. So no lamentation. Good, right? So those are the 5 features of Vaikunta. And now you might ask, Mataji, what is the difference between Vaikunta and Goloka? So suppose you take a 10-story building. So this is all spiritual world. Like this is called Vaikunta, like a spiritual planets, like spiritual planets. But the 10th floor, the topmost is Goloka. And the 9th one is the Mathura. The 8th one is Dwaraka. And in between, I forgot, but there is Jagannath Puri also in between. And all the way down is Vaikunta. Okay, so this is all spiritual planets, but the mood is different. In Goloka, what we do? Krishna runs, Krishna is tired. Krishna doesn't even behave like God. He's just like a friend. So it's very sweet. Sweetness is there. So it's just the mood is different, but everything is Vaikunta. So one time a discussion comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's mentioned that one time, I think there was a Ratha Yatra happening during Lord Chaitanya's Mahaprabhu's time. And if you all know, there is something called as Hera Panchami. I'm not from Orissa, so maybe I'm not saying it correctly, but it's called Hera Panchami. Panchami is the 5th day. So what happens? 9 days from the main temple, the Lord goes to Gundicha during Ratha Yatra time. So Hera Panchami is the 5th day. It is believed that Lakshmi Devi, she comes in search of her husband because Jagannath is not staying in the temple for 9 days. And she will come and say like, my husband said he'll come back soon, but where is he? Please send him back soon. And it is said that she breaks the carts and she beats the people there. It's true. That's why on the 5th day, they bring on a palanquin, they bring Lakshmi Devi's deity all the way to Gundicha. That practice is there even today. The 5th day, it's called Hera Panchami celebrations. So this pastime is being discussed. And actually, when she gets angry and she beats the cart, so they will say, they will pacify her. We'll send him back. We'll send him back. You please go. So when this is happening, Srivas Thakur, who is none other than Narada Muni, okay, so what will he do? He will start glorifying Vaikunta. He will say, oh, Mother Lakshmi, she sits on the throne in the Vaikunta, and she's just coming like this here. And then he kinds of says Vrindavan is very simple. But Swarup Damodar in Chaitanya Leela, he's Vrajavasi. So he kinds of glorifies Vrindavan. And so there's a kind of sweet debate and an argument there. So the point I'm making is about Vaikunta is all Aishwarya Bhav, and Mother Lakshmi is always reciting in Vaikunta on a golden throne, like pressing the feet of, you have seen so many times the picture, right? She's always pressing the feet of Vishnu. So the difference between Vaikunta and Goloka. So then the discussion comes between Swarup Damodar and Srivas Thakur, who is none other than Narada. And Swarup Damodar will be saying like how simple the Vrajavasis are and how the Leela of Krishna is in Vrindavan, how sweet. So they'll be debating about Vaikunta and Goloka, the different moods, different kinds of pastimes. So now, because in the last, if you remember, the 19th verse, they glorify Tulsi Maharani. It is said that in Vaikunta planet, though they're very, very beautiful flowers, still Tulsi Maharani is given a very special place. So and you all know, right, Kartik is coming, worshipping Tulsi Maharani is very, very important. So we will see how Tulsi Maharani actually appeared on the Earth planet. It's a big story. There are some names, so I just wrote it down here. So sometime I might look at my book. Okay. So when we wear tilak, you all know this is Tulsi leaf, right? These are feet of the Lord. 2 lines. When we do like this, my bindi. So the 2. Okay. How many of you girls in the call wear your bindi? These days nobody wears, right? You all look pretty. You should wear. You should keep it. Okay. Anyways, so 2 feet, and then we keep Tulsi. Tulsi is always at the feet of the Lord, right? So Tulsi Maharani, how did she come? So what happened was, okay, I'm just looking at the names. One time, long ago, there was a king called Kedar. Okay, and he did a lot of austerities, 60,000 years. And after he did 60,000 years, the Lord appeared and he asked, what do you want? So he said, I want the most, the one who is very, very devoted to you. I want her as my daughter. They will say, okay, tadastu. And then Tulsi Maharani, Vrinda Devi is born to that Kedar. I mean, as a girl. And then she will also do austerities for 60,000 years. And then what will Vrinda Devi say? She will say, when Lord appears, she will say, I want to be a close associate. I want to be with gopis. So Krishna will take Vrinda Devi and her father Kedar back to, he will take to Goloka. That's how she entered the Goloka. And then one time she'll be cursed by Radharani. What will Radharani curse? She will say, you will go down to Earth planet. And then when she's crying, Krishna will say, don't worry. You will be with, in my Chaturbuja form, you'll marry me. Don't worry. So she comes to Earth. How did she come to Earth? Narayana will be explaining to Narada Muni. Narada Muni will ask one time, why do you like Tulsi Maharani a lot? What's so special about it? And then he will say, during one Manu's time, I forgot, his name is Manu Daksha Savarani. His son is Dharma Savarani, Vishnu Savarani, and then Raja Savarani. And Raja Savarani has one son called Vishadvaja, if I'm not wrong. Vishadvaja. So he is an ardent worshipper of Lord Shiva. Okay, so nothing wrong. He can be the ardent worshipper of Lord Shiva, but he's always criticizing other devatas. Very bad, right? He's not giving respect to other devatas. That's bad. So, and Shiva was so pleased with his worship that he used to come and stay with him. And then sun god one day got very mad. How come he will do like this? always scolding the devatas. And he will say, Mother Lakshmi will never stay with you. Mother Lakshmi means opulence, everybody wants, right? So what will happen? Sun got cursed and Vishadvaja complained to Shiva. And Shiva will start coming to attack sun god. So sun god will run to Kashyapa Muni and Kashyapa Muni will run to Brahma. And then they all will go to Vaikunta. And Lord will see them getting very anxious and he will laugh. He will say, just if somebody takes my name, their anxiety is gone. Just by remembering me, their anxiety is gone. Why are you so anxious when I'm right in front of you? Then they will say, no, Lord Shiva is coming, Lord Shiva is coming. And then Lord Shiva comes. As soon as he sees Vishnu, he loses all his anger, because seeing the Lord, he forgot everything and he was not at all angry. And then what happens? So Shiva explains, actually Vishnu asks, you're a great Vaishnav. How are you? By the time they inquired and they kept on talking, then Shiva started explaining his problem, like my devotee has been cursed by sun god. Then Vishnu laughs and he says, already, because there's a time difference between spiritual world and here, right? So he will say that already 21 generations have passed. Now Vishadvaja is not there anymore. He's gone. And he will say, now there is Kushadvaja and Dharmadvaja. After 21 generations, they're not Shiva worshippers, they're Vishnu worshippers. So don't worry. They both are like Lakshmi Devi will come back. So what happened? Dharmadvaja's wife is Madhavi, and then Dharmadvaja did a lot of austerities, and now Tulsi Maharani has a curse that she has to be born on earth. So in the womb of Madhavi expands the partial expansion of Lakshmi ji, that is Tulsi Maharani, and she's there in the womb of her mother Madhavi, and she was there for 100 yugas. She didn't come outside. And Madhavi was glowing, like how when Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb, like when special souls are in the womb, the mother is very beautiful and very glowing. So she was glowing, and after 100 yugas, she came out not as a baby, but she just came like an adult woman. And then she started walking to Badrikashram, and then she's doing her austerity for 1 lakh years. For first 30,000 years, she has been just on fruits and water. Next, I think 10,000 years, she's on leaves. Next 30,000, she's on air. And last 10,000, she was just on single leg doing austerities. So Brahma comes and asks, what do you want? So then she says, I was given a promise, like when I come onto the earth, I'll be the wife of Chaturpuja, like Vishnu. Who is chatting? Please don't chat. So
Okay, Mataji, I'm going to remove that after.
yes. So he will say, what is that? So Jagannath, please stop. So I have to go to your chanting. Go. So he will say, now she will say, like, that's a promise given to me. So Brahma will say, okay, it will be fulfilled, but I have to tell you one thing. And he will start telling one more story. So he will say, one time what happens, we'll not go in details, but Sridhama was cursed by Radharani that he will be born on the earth planet. So Sridhama also should come down, right? So what happens? Kashyapa Muni got married to 13 girls, right? And then I think there is one called Damu. Yeah, Damu. Yeah, so Damu. And then Damu's son Damba. Okay, forget. I'm very confused with lot of names. But anyways, now Sridham has to come down. So this Damba, I think. Yes. So what will Damba? He comes in the Kashyapa Muni's lineage only. So he goes to Pushkara Tirtha and he will do austerities for children. Finally, what happens? God appears. Like, what do you want? So then he will say, I want a child. So Sridhama will be born to him, and they name him as Shankachuda. And Sridhama also does lot of austerities in Pushkara Tirtha, and Brahma appears. And what will Brahma? Now Brahma is telling all this story, how Sridhama, now Tulsi Maharani had a curse. She has to come on the earth. So she took birth in the womb of Madhavi. Now Sridhama also has to come. So now they're telling about him. So he appears and he started doing austerities. So when he did austerities, what will he say? He says, when I was in the spiritual world, I wanted to marry Vrinda Devi. But I didn't tell. I want to marry Vrinda Devi. So Brahma will say, okay. And Brahma also will give him a kavacham. he will give, it's called as Sarva Mangalya Kavacham. So that Kavacham is there with him, and he has that boon that he will get married to Vrindadevi. So now Brahma will say, I already gave him a boon. So first you marry Sankachuda, and then again you will get united with your Lord. So now what happens? Shankachuda starts going, he will be in search of Vrindadevi, and she's in Bradikashram, so he will go there. They'll have a beautiful conversation, nice instructions, and then Brahma will say marry. So they both married. Then what happens? Shankachuda is very strong. So he started fighting, and all the devatas and demigods got worried, like he's taking all our kingdom, now what is going to happen? So what will they do? They will go to Shiva, like do some help, and then Shiva also, like Shankachuda now he's ready for the like there's going to be a battle, and then Tulsi Maharani comes to know that there is a battle, and then she's worried, like, oh, what will happen to you? And then he says that don't worry, anytime we have to leave body. So Shankachuda goes to war. Now there's a battle between the Devatas and Shankachuda, and it went for years, but he's not being defeated. He's not at all getting defeated. So then everybody will think, okay, because of that Kavacham. So that Kavacham has to be gone, which was given by Brahma. So Vishnu comes as an old Brahmana, and he will ask for Dhan. And what will he do? He will take that, he will ask for Kavacham, and he will give the Kavacham, and then he started becoming little weak. After he becomes weak also, he is not able to being defeated. Then everybody is thinking, what is wrong? Then they will think, oh, his wife Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi, she's very chaste. Because of women's chastity, men gets lot of power. Those days, not now. So now we should do something there. So Vishnu goes as Sankachuda. And when he walks, everybody will think, oh, Shankachuda is coming back. That means he won the battle. And then he walks to Tulsi Maharani, and Tulsi Maharani, she didn't realize that it was somebody, it was Vishnu. She thinks it's her husband, and she will start offering respects. And slowly one person will come and say, Shankachuda is like a spy. He comes and tells, Shankachuda is killed in the war. Then she'll like, if Shankachuda is killed, and who is standing in front of me? Then she will come to know as Vishnu. Then she will say, Vishnu, you have a stone heart. How come you can cheat me? I am a worshipper of you. How can you cheat me? So you become a stone. And Vishnu says, you are my devotee. Shankachuda is my devotee. You all have to come back to Goloka. Shankachuda is already on his way to Goloka. But still I will accept your curse. And he will become the stone, which is none other than Shaligram. If you go to Nepal, near Muktinath temple, there is Annapurna mountain, and Gandaki river is none other than Tulsi Maharani. Her body became Gandaki river, and her hair, Vishnu says her hair will become Tulsi. So she'll give up her body, and from the ashes comes the Tulsi plant. And ashes, and then like she became Gandaki river, and any stone that falls inside the water, there is one, what's the bug's name? Vajrakita. So Vajrakita bug, which is in the Gandaki river, makes different shapes of the Shaligram Shila. And if the stone falls outside, it becomes reddish in color, not like the black color that we see in the Gandaki, the Shaligrams, not that color. Outside is red in color, but only if the stone falls inside the water, because of Vajrakita, it gets that nice shape and shine. And so finally, Shaligram is Vishnu, and the river is Tulsi Maharani. So they both are there together. So you'll see this is Tulsi Maharani, this is Shankachuda's picture, and this is Gandaki river. No, and these are the Shaligram Shilas. So Tulsi Maharani actually did the austerities when she did those 60,000 years, she did in Vrindavan. So though the Leelas are performed by Krishna and Radha, it is called as Vrindavan, but she voluntarily gave all her forest to Radharani. She submitted, she gave everything as a gift to Radharani. But Vrindadevi's space, we can talk like so many stories. If you go to Vrindavan, there is Vrindakund. In Kamyavan, her deity, her pastimes, Vrindakund. And actually, you know what color dress Vrindadevi wears in spiritual world? Blue color. And she has a yellow parrot. We always do in Shaligram and Tulsi Vivah on the last day of Kartik, right? So finally, she got married to Shaligram, who is none other than Vishnu. So Vishnu fulfilled her promise. Vishnu said, you will be my wife, don't worry, right? So she's wearing blue colored dress, golden complexion, and at Vrindakund, she does the director. Like she calls, hey, today Radha and Krishna are going to do this pastime. So now there will be yellow parrots, or Radharani will wear this dress, or how the breeze should be, what kind of flowers should be. So how the movie director does all the direction, right? So Vrinda Devi is the director of all the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. That's why very, very, very special, and she's glorified. She's special of all the plants, right? What's Satvik?
I have a shaligram in my house.
You have a Shalikram, wonderful. Very nice. So that was the pastime I wanted to say about Tulsi Maharani, right? Did you understand the story? Or was it confusing? Because there's a story inside the story, right? Was it confusing? Huh? Okay.
Yes, Mataji. Drawing now.
No, no drawing. Preeti Vilasni Mataji join. So we'll end it here. I think Mataji is ready. Yeah, Mataji is ready. Okay, I'll see you all next week, Wednesday. I hope you all liked the discussion class today. Hari Bol, good night.
We liked it.
Thank you, Mataji. We liked it. Priti Vilasni Mataji, welcome. We are going to learn today colors. I'm so excited, Mataji.
You can all hear me?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you clearly.
Yes, Mataji.
Wonderful. Okay, so we are going to do colors. I think we have moved away from footsteps. We've done it enough. I think we did it for several months. So we are going on to colors in Sanskrit. Okay. So color is called as varna. Varna is color. You can write it down. Varnaha is multiple colors. Colors means varnaha. Varna. Okay. Okay, the first one is blue. What is blue in Sanskrit?
Neela.
Neela. Okay. Some words from Neela that you remember to do with Krishna. What is Krishna called as? Neela Madhava. Very nice. Neela Madhava means the blue colored Madhava deity. Very nice. So he's Neela Madhava. Any other Neela you can remember? Who is Neelakanta?
Shiva.
Correct. Why? Why is he called as Neelakanta?
Poison made his throat blue.
Very nice. The poison made his throat blue. We saw Kanta in the body parts class is the throat, right? So it's called as Neelakanta. Anything else reminds you of this word Neela?
Neel guy.
Wow. Hey, that was a good one, Samskriti. Very good. Neel guy is seen on the Govardhan, right? It's a variety of, is it a variety of deer? I think so. Yeah, it's seen on the Govardhan mountain. Yeah, very nice. It's called Neel guy because it has a blue tinge on its skin. Very nice.
Neela Mega.
Neela Megha. Neela Megha means what? What is Megha? Blue cloud, yeah. Who is Neela Megha? Varna. Huh?
Varuna.
Who is Neela Megha Shyama?
Krishna.
Krishna. Very nice, very nice. Because he's got a bluish colored body, right? Yeah. What else Neela can you remember? Anyone else? Jhanavi, you raise your hand.
Sorry, Mataji, that was from before.
Okay, okay. Yeah, anyone else? Any Neela you can think of? Okay. I can think of Neeladri. Which place is called as Neeladri?
Govardhan Hill.
Govardhan. And what else did I see?
Mataji, Neel.
What's that?
Neelachala Hill.
Yes, Neelachal, Neeladri. Adri is actually a hill. Achala is also a hill. So Neelachal and Neeladri are the same, which hill is this? Which place is known as Neelachal?
Jagannath Puri.
Jagannath Puri, very good. It's called as the Blue Mountain. The blue colored Lord resides in the Blue Mountain. Very nice, wonderful. What else, Neela, do you know of? How about Ujjvala Neela Mani? Anyone knows what Ujjvala Neela Mani is?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Neela Mani means
A stone. Jewel.
yes, yes.
Blue.
Very nice.
Jewel.
A stone. It's called as the blue
Blue
sapphire.
color jewel.
Blue color jewel. Yeah, it's a blue color jewel. Neela Mani. Neela blue color jewel. Mani is a stone or a jewel. Very nice. Neela Mani. So the book called as Ujjvala Neela Mani, which is about Krishna, because Krishna is Neela Mani, right? He's like that blue colored jewel. So he's called as Neela Mani. Ujjvala Neela Mani. One who's always ecstatic. Very nice. Okay. So Neela is blue. Very nice. So Krishna is what color? He is
Neela.
Neela Madhav.
Neela.
Is green. Whose favorite color is blue? Raise your hand. That's it. A lot of you. So Devi, very nice. Isha. Who else? To see your videos.
Wait, what was the question, Mataji?
Who likes blue color? I thought Ramachandra. Yeah, Ramachandra. Radha. Wow. So many people like blue because it's Krishna's color. Okay, the next one is green. Harita. Harita is green. Harita. And Palasha. Palasha can also mean green. Generally for leaves, we say Palasha because it's green, it's bright and green, right? So Palasha or Harita. So if you read sometimes in the, like there in Bhagavatam or any of the verses in the books, when they talk about different colors, like they talk about pastures of land or they talk about the trees, they're described as Harita. Harita means completely filled with greenness. That green factor is called as Harita. It's also called as Palasha. Palasha leaves, sometimes you must have heard. These are the green, bright green leaves are called as Palasha leaves. Who likes green? Samskriti. Samskriti, looks like you're alone. Okay. I hope you're writing it down. The next one is Shyam. Shyama is?
Black.
Krishna. What's the meaning of Krishna?
Black.
Shyamasundar. Shyamasundar.
Shyama Sundar is Krishna's name. Krishna also means black. Krishna's name is Krishna because Krishna is Krishna. Okay. Krishna is Shyama because Shyama is Krishna. I mean, Shyama is Krishna, yeah. Whatever. So black is, Krishna's name itself means black. Okay, that's one of the names. Though we say Krishna means all attractive, that is another meaning. The meaning of Krishna is also black. Krishna, we say Krishna Varanam Trusha Krishna. So it is black. Okay, black. Who is Krishna? Anyone knows? Krishna is our Supreme Lord Krishna, who's black. Who is Krishna? The female version, who's that?
Blue.
No. Which character is Krishna? Another name for which lady is Krishna? Who's dark complexion?
Draupadi.
Very nice. She's called Krishna because she's dark complexion, meaning she's like, she comes out of fire, right? So she's dark in complexion. And she's also always thinking about Krishna because her thoughts are absorbed in Krishna. She's called as Krishna. So Krishna means one who is black. That is one of the names of Krishna because Krishna was dark complexion. So his name is Krishna. And Shyama. Shyama is also black. Shyama also is black. Anyone who's dark is called Shyama. So we say, Sham. Sometimes even the night is also described as being dark. That's Sham. So like that, these are some names for black. Krishna, Shyama. The next one, red. Lohita. That is one word. Sometimes it's also used to indicate the sun. The sun is also called as Lohita because the sun is reddish. Huh? So who likes black? We didn't take a poll for black. Who likes black? Isha likes black. Isha likes black and blue. Oh, Krisha likes black.
I like every color, Mataji.
I like black. Oh, you like all the colors. That means you are composite of all colors. You know who's the composite of all colors? Actually, it's Krishna. Krishna is considered the composite of all colors.
And Mataji, what does black mean in Sanskrit again?
Black is Krishna, black is Shyama. These are the names for black. Like, for example, we say Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight, right? Dark means Krishna. Okay. You'll have to take it out. You'll have to understand the sentence based out of context. Huh? If it's talking about the color, the word Krishna can mean the Supreme Lord. It can also mean black color. Like, for example, when you say Krishna Paksha, it means the dark fortnight. When we say Shukla Paksha, it's the brighter fortnight, whiter fortnight. Okay. Shyama Krishna. What's it in Hindi? Kala, right? Kala. Sometimes even in Sanskrit, you might find Kala. Okay. Now Rakta. Rakta is red because Rakta means like blood, right? Blood is red in color. So you can remember Rakta is red. And Lohita. Okay, reddish eyes is called as Lohitaksha. Krishna is sometimes celebrated as Lohitaksha, one who has reddish cornered eyes. So recently you heard the story of Varahadev. How many of you heard it recently, yesterday, right? So what are the two Varahas?
There's a white Varaha and a red Varaha.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Thank you, Ramchandra. So you have the red Varaha. What was the red Varaha called as? He's called as Rakta Varaha. Rakta means red. Red Varaha, like you see in this picture, he's reddish in color. So he's called as Rakta Varaha. The other Varaha was actually, according to some translations, I mean, not just translation, according to some verses, he was blue. According to some other verses, he's also called a Shweta Varaha. He was bluish white. Okay. So Shweta or Neela. So that's the next color. But before we go to the next color, how many of you like red? Isha, very nice. Hey, remember our planets class? Which planet is Lohita? Anyone remember?
Mars, you think?
Very good. I'm so glad you all remember. Very nice. Because he's a reddish planet. Mars is a reddish planet. Very nice. Okay. Next is Shukla, white. Okay. Shukla or Shweta. Shweta Varaha, right? He's called Shweta Varaha or Neela Varaha. Shweta is white. And Shukla. I told about Shukla Paksha, right? So you can remember Shukla Paksha is the waxing of the moon becoming brighter and brighter and brighter. And Krishna Paksha is the waning of the moon. As the moon becomes darker and darker, it's called Krishna. As it becomes whiter, it's called as Shweta or Shukla. Shukla Paksha, Shukla. So Shukla, Shweta. And this is how you write half Sha, V down, and then Etaha, Shwetaha. Sha, Shuklaha. Okay, Shuklaha. It's not Shuklaha, it's Shuklaha. If you're ready, I'll move on to the next one. Okay. The next one is Pita. Who's Pita Vasa? Pitambara. Who wears Pitambar?
Krishna.
What does Ambara mean?
Clothes?
Yes, Ambara is clothes. That's why Krishna is called as Pitambar. Right? Sorry, he wears Pitambar and sometimes he's called as Pitavasa, one who wears yellow clothes. It's yellow. Pita. Yeah, another word for yellow is Haridrabaha. Like, for example, which spice did we see is called as Haridra? Anyone remembers?
What, Mataji? Can you say it again?
You remember which spice is called as Haridra? Haridraka.
Pepper?
No, it's yellow in color. So it should be.
Besar?
Which spice in your kitchen is yellow in color? Which one? Which powder in your kitchen is yellow in color?
Turmeric.
Turmeric. Very nice. So
It
these,
was Radha.
yeah.
Turmeric.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. So yellow is pita or haridhama. That is yellow. Pitambara. Krishna wears pitambara. Okay, so I think we should stop, is it? Because it's 8:13. Mataji, should we stop or we have 2 more minutes? I think we have 2 more minutes. Okay.
Yeah, 2 more minutes, Mataji.
Okay, let's do golden. Everybody knows this, okay? Everybody knows. Tell me some names for gold.
Gaurang Mahaprabhu.
Gauranga. Very nice. Gaura is gold, right? Anga's body is Gauranga. Gaura is gold. Very nice. Very, very good.
Hema Sundari.
Hema Sundari, golden beauty. Hema is gold. Very nice. Hema Sundari is golden beauty. Excellent. Good job. Good job, Janvi. Sudevi.
Hiranya.
Hiranya. Who has the name Hiranya? Whose name begins with Hiranya?
Hiranyakashipu. That's what I came to.
Oh, and what did he want? He always wanted
Gold.
gold. Who else had the name Hiranya other than Hiranyakashipu?
Hiranyaks.
Oh, correct, Ramchandra. Hiranyaksha. What does that mean? What does Aksha mean? Aksha. We saw this in the body parts class.
Ice.
Eyes, very good. Akshi is eyes. Hiranyaksha means one who has golden eyes, meaning he's always searching for gold. So Hiranya, very good. Hiranya, Hema. Then you said Gaura. Very nice. I'm so happy you found Gaura. Any other name for gold?
Kanaka.
Kanaka. Kanaka is also gold. Kanchana is also gold. Kanchan is gold. Kanaka.
Suvarna Radhika.
Suvarna Radhika, golden Radhika. Yes, Suvarna is gold. Swarna, right? Suvarna.
Kanchana Lanka.
Kanchana?
Lanka.
Kanchana Lanka, golden Lanka?
I think it's like Kamsa's golden. No. Sorry, not Kamsa. Ravana's golden palace, I think.
Let's go. Yeah, Kanchana Lanka. Very nice. Yeah, actually, Lanka was supposed to be a city made out of gold. You're right, actually. The entire Kanaka was completely made out of gold, the entire city. When Hanuman lands in Lanka, he's just amazed looking at the amount of gold. The entire city was golden in color. Yeah, very nice. So we learned so many words for golden. Suvarna, Hema, Hiranya, Kanaka, Kanchana. Then what else did you say? Gaura. What else? Gauri is actually one who's got golden complexion. Parvati is the Devi is one of the names is Gauri. Gauri means she's got a golden complexion or a fair complexion. Yeah, very nice. So you got so many names for Gaura or gold, golden. Okay, so but it's not enough.
How about the golden deer in Ramayana?
Right, there was a golden deer in Ramayana. What was that golden deer called? Kanakamruga or Kanchanamruga, Hemamruga, I don't know. Hiranyamruga, one of these names. Suvarnamruga. Mruga is deer, right? We saw Mruga means animal, but generally when we say Mruga, it means a deer. Okay. So now let's recite this verse. I want everyone to memorize this verse. This verse is from the Vishnu Sahasranama. It's a combination of two parts of a verse, okay, put together as a single verse. So when you read the Vishnu Sahasranam, the first line and the second line may be spaced out. It can be at different places, but they are put together and they are recited as a verse. And we'll understand the meaning of that verse because this is the golden verse, okay? But do we have time? 8:17, right? I think we have to stop. Okay. So what we'll do is next class, we'll recite this verse and we'll memorize it. It's from the Vishnu Sahasranam. And we'll try to understand who this verse is talking about, because Sahasranam means it has to tell us about the Lord, some incarnation of the Lord, right? So we'll have to figure out which incarnation this is. Okay, this is our task for the next week. Yes, Jahanavi? Did you have something to tell?
No, Mataji.
Okay. So we'll stop here then and we'll wait for the other team to get in. And we'll meet again with the golden verse next week. Okay? Panchakalpataru Vescha
Take
Kripa.
a person the way Patitanam Pavanam.
Oh, Vaishnavi Namo Nama. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai.
Lakshmi Mataji ki jai.
Lakshmi Mataji ki
Hari Rama.
End the call. Bye bye.